Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Desert Knits. Today is December 4th, 2016, and this is episode number 23. Yes, 23. I'm Laura. You can find me on Ravelry as loraclare and on Instagram as lora.clare, and I blog at desertknit.blogspot.com. Today I only have a few things to share with you. Time management has not been my forte this last week, really for much longer than a week, but hey, for this last week especially, it has not been something that has been terribly looked after, planned well. Yeah, I haven't gotten as much knitting and spinning and Christmassy things done as I would have hoped. I have one finished object, one halfway finished object, well, actually, I guess two halfway finished objects. A work in progress that is near the very beginning, a work in progress that is halfway done. I guess that kind of counts as one of my half-finished object things. And then something that I'm not really sure how long it's going to take to do or how big it's going to get in the end. So the first thing that I have to share with you is the Sock Knitters Anonymous mock. It's a mystery knit-along colorwork sock. I finished the first one. It starts, top-down pattern, starts with picot edge, provisional cast on, so it's all, folded over, hemmed nicely. I love this kind of finishing. Two Latvian braids, some color work through the top of the sock, and the heel is just a plain heel. The gusset stitches I thought were interesting. They're actually decreased along the bottom. And then a foot pattern to a toe pattern to a solid toe. So, yay! I finished sock number 1. And most of the ends are woven in, not all of them. So the toe and the very top are woven in. Everything in between there isn't. But halfway done. I am using Boho Knitter Chick Spins. Yeah, it's her merino nylon sock base. The color is Ravelry 2014. It was a gift in a swap once, and I really like the way that it works up, especially in colorwork. And then the color I'm pairing it with is Cascade Heritage sock in a bright limey green color. I am also working on the self-designed shawl still. I made it one more round. Not much progress. Not very exciting, but progress! That is using the Inglenook Fibers Princess Bride sickle bats that I spun, and the gray is a Romney that I got at Black Sheep Gathering earlier this summer, and then I washed it, and then I combed it, and then I spun and plied some of it, and I still have quite a bit of it left. So that I've gotten quite a bit of yarn out of that fleece so far. I keep sending little bits of the fleece to people for them to try out, friends, swap partners. Yeah, it's not. I already have 1,000 yards of it spun into lace weight, and I still have half a drawer unspun in here. I have some on my bookcase back behind me there. I have some spun up as singles. I've gotten quite a bit out of this fleece, and it's the fleece that keeps on giving because I'm not I don't even think I'm halfway done with it yet. Let me see, let me check my notes real fast. Okay. Bear with me just a second. I have to actually get this thing for this next section. All right. So my next long-term projecty thing that involves a fleece is processing my half of an Icelandic fleece. So half of a fleece. It was washed before I got it, so washed and skirted. Sorry, it's in a plastic bag. There's not really much I can do for the sound. But it had been handled a little bit before I got it. So it's kind of already chunked up into some different pieces. I just have to go through. I've been using my Ravelry combs. I have the extra fine double row Ravelry combs. So I've been lashing on and pulling off the coarse part, the outer coat part. I'm trying to use the correct terminology with the tog and the fell, but I don't remember which is which. But I do have plans for both halves. So I spun up some of the, I think it's the fell, it's the soft part, it's the inner coat. Yeah, just a little sample bit. I haven't applied it yet. That is the next plan, the next step. And I am setting aside and saving the coarse outer coat portion. It's just in a plastic baggie under my table here. I don't plan on doing anything with that until I'm done separating all of it and figuring out how exactly to spin it the best. So my plan is to turn this into a 2 or 3 ply, I haven't decided yet, and knit it into a mitten, fingerless mitten hat set. This color will go with every possible thing. It's a really nice dark gray. It's not actually black, so it'll match everything that I have ever knit, pretty much. I mean, it will go with my brown sweater. Not probably what most people would match it with, but it wouldn't go poorly. And these I wear the hell out of. And my beanie, my lovely, I knit this out of Madeline Tosh Vintage, out of 2 different skeins that I had left over from a vest that I knit. And it's pilling, it has, like, it's embedded with dirt back here because that's the side that I always put down. Yeah, it's gotten a lot of wear. So I'm going to replace it with something darker. I have heard that it is very warm and very soft, so I may actually pair it with something else in a ply and kind of do a marled look. Maybe with some, I have some mixed BFL that would make a really nice 2-ply marled thing. So that's how far I've gotten so far. I just need to sample or wind this off and ply it so that I have a real sample. And my goal is to have the fleece processed by the end of December. So I should have progress each week to share with you on that. We'll see how far I get. I haven't actually weighed my half of the fleece, so I don't even know how much fleece I have to work with. I also think it would be really interesting to keep track of how much tog and fell I have. So I would be able to kind of work out what ratio of the fleece is top and what ratio is top. But that is the only other work in progress that I have actually been working on. The Advent or mystery knit-along scarf thing with the knot, you know, I haven't touched it in a couple weeks. I'm quite behind on the clues. I'm supposed to be working on that every week and sharing my progress with you, but I don't have any progress to share, not since the knot. So I'm probably actually going to get that out today because I feel guilty for not having worked on it. So, yeah. Then I have two sort of finished projects or objects to share with you. So I finished my Whiskey Lemonade yarn. It is Romney that I washed and processed from a fleece, merino, that's the yellow, and sari silk that looks like dryer lint, which is all of the little colorful fluffy bits. So this I went from, well, the merino was a braid of yellow merino, or dyed yellow. The what looks like brown in this is actually a dark gray Romney fleece, and the little sari silk fluffy bits. So I used my hand cards and made roll-outs out of everything and spun it up on some of my support spindles, and voila. It is 3.6 ounces, approximately 200 yards, and when I took my wraps per inch measurement, there are definitely thick and thin spots. It's between 8 and 10-ish wraps per inch. That's a very loose-ish. Yeah, very loose. There are some spots that are far thicker and some spots that are just a little thinner than that. So, but I have plans to make this into a pair of essentially short sleeves from here to here, no thumb hole, that I can wear at the barn. So, yay, I finished, and I have plans, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to get plans into action. And the only other thing I have to share with you, remember how I promised that I would have at least the ankle portions of the Munkusa boots knit? I got all of the knitting done and the attaching of the fringe. Now I just have to felt them. So, mostly done. I was kind of dreading the up the leg portion, and it wasn't as bad as I had feared. So I'm glad I didn't put it off any longer. Now I just need to felt them. The designer suggests hand felting them, but I really hate hand felting, so I think I'm going to use my washing machine. The next time I do a load of towels, I'll stick them in with them, and keep a very close eye, very close, because I don't want the fringe to felt to itself or to the shoe itself. But I also don't want to spend 45 minutes agitating them by hand to make them felt. So I'll just keep a really close eye on them and see what happens, and if all else fails, I have a garbage can. And because it's Lamb's Pride bulky weight yarn, it's not like it was a huge time investment, so I can always knit something else. I also still have 5.5 skeins of it. This only took 1 full skein and maybe a third of another skein. So, not too much yarn, not too much time investment. Yeah. my goal for this next week is to cast on the second one and finish up through here, the second Latvian braid. Felt these things and get some of the Icelandic fleece processed. Oh, and apply my sample. So, yeah, we'll see how this works with time management this week. Hopefully I will have very good progress to show you next week.